Alright, sexies, we are back for part 2 of the Datamines for the Fallen Heroes banner. We got stats for the new units, we got info on Morim, who's going to be our Grand Hero battle for this round, and we also have a mistake that was made on one of the refines. So we're going to go ahead and address that and cover what the problem was. But first and foremost, like always, we're going to start with the stats, and we are going to also take a look at the artwork. Starting with Fallen Rhea. I think she's probably the star of the banner, although she doesn't seem like the best unit on the banner, if that makes any sense. I feel like Lilith is probably the best one, either Lilith or Ninian. I think they're probably going to see the most use, but I mean, hey, I've been wrong before, right? So maybe Rhea will surprise me and turn out to be the crazy one. Although, I will say this much about Rhea, I feel like Fallen Edelgard from last year, who she is very similarly built to resemble, Fallen Edelgard seemed a little scarier because she can, and she still can, take 3 actions per turn, which is what's holding her up in Summoner Duels right now. But regardless, here is Rhea's artwork. Very nice. It's not my favorite art on this banner. That would be Lilith, but still very good artwork. KCB Brian is just going nuts. I can imagine him seeing this artwork and immediately preparing to +10 her. Alright, the special attack art, very good. And then the injured artwork there. So, let's go ahead and bring up Rhea's stats. So, Rhea has 46 HP, 43 attack, 18 speed, 40 defense, and 43 res. That gives her a BST overall of 190, and kind of unfortunate, I'm surprised they didn't give her 191 so she could get into the 195 bin with a super boon. Very weird, but she does have a Perf B skill anyway, so that's already going to raise her score no matter what. She has 2 super boons in attack and defense. Not sure why she got defense instead of res, or why she couldn't get all 3, attack, defense, and res, like we saw on the Halloween Rhea, or I can't remember if it was a Halloween Rhea or Mythic Rhea who had plus or super boons in attack, defense, and res, but Rhea's true Dragon Wall requires her to beat the foes on a res check to get massive amounts of damage reduction. And it's really weird that they wouldn't give her a super boon in res because of that, but I mean, okay, sure. It's not the first time they've really messed up in terms of super boons and banes when it comes to unit perf weapons. So there is Rhea. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to Lilith up next, who I think is actually the big winner of the banner. In artwork terms, she looks the best, I would say. She went from going all cute and cuddly to being savage beast mode right there, so pretty awesome. Oh, also, I don't know why, but this artist didn't also post the attacking art. They only posted the special art, but once again, this art is amazing. I don't know what the deal is with the triple eyeballs, but it looks very cool and very menacing. Also, the black aura coming out, very cool. This is my favorite art on the banner. My favorite singular art on the banner is her special attack. Alright, and then we have the injured art looking very feral and very vicious. That's not a maid you want to be attacking, guys. So if you see your maid pull that face on you, you better start running away. So Lilith's stats, we got here 39 HP, 40 attack, 43 speed, 29 defense, and 33 res. That gives her a 184 BST, which is pretty good for a melee flyer. Unfortunately, though, I don't know why. She has no super boons at all. Very, very strange, but, I mean, it doesn't really matter considering how crazy her fodder skills are. She comes with a catch level 4. I think it's attack and speed catch 4. She comes with dive bomb, and she also comes with the new juicy speed smoke 4. Which is going to be crazy on basically anyone you give that to. The only restriction on inheritance for the smoke skills is that they can't be given to staff units. So every other unit in the game, regardless of weapon type or movement type, is going to be able to run smoke 4. And, dude, speed smoke is a really cheeky way to get dodge on non-infantry units. So the flyers and the cav units that were unable to get speed-based damage reduction without cheating it onto them by other ways are now able to give it to themselves with the C-Slot passive if they run Speed Smoke 4. So, very crazy fodder unit, and also a very insane unit for usage as well. She can grant null follow-up to herself and her support partner if they're in 2 spaces at the start of the turn. And then she can jump to them wherever they are, and not just jump to them, but jump 2 spaces ahead. So, I'm going to be summoning on the banner, and if I don't get her, I'm going to spark for her. Hopefully, I can get multiple copies also, so I can just fodder off Speed Smoke 4 to a whole bunch of units. Alright, then we have Gustav, who was already in the game. This is the zombie Gustav from Book 3 after Hell took his life. I actually... Hold on. Let me see if I can make this a bit bigger for us. It's a little bit weird because this website, when you open up the artwork, it goes to this weird screen where half of their art gets cut off. So we'll just look at it from here, but we already know Gustav's art already. With the red eyes there, looking pretty menacing. Alright, so Zombie Gustav. And for Gustav, we have 40 HP, 41 attack, 25 speed, 38 defense, and 30 res for a BST of 174. So pretty good, just like we saw with Lilith, that's pretty good for a melee cav. They typically get around to that level, so it's nice to see him holding it down in terms of BST. He also has 1 super boon, which is in plus attack, and that's the only super boon that would ever matter to him. Except maybe defense, I guess, but yeah, very good stuff from Gustav. He seems pretty useful. He's got Special Fighter as a cavalry unit, and he also comes with Attack Smoke 4. So another one of these units with a Smoke level 4 that you could fodder off to somebody else. Now, I don't think Attack Smoke 4 is going to be as desirable as Speed Smoke 4, but that still remains to be seen. It inflicts the impact effect to the foes and also gives him defense and res up 6. So I'm sure a lot of tanks are going to be able to make good use of that. It's just that we've seen dodge so many times that we already know how good dodge is. Okay, so finally we have the dancer of the banner, who is going to be the fallen Ninian. Very good artwork here. So there's the neutral one. Then we got the attacking artwork. I like her red eyes. Her eyes are like ruby red there. Really pops with her like baby blue teal coloring on the rest of her body. So pretty cool. Alright, Ninian is of course an ice dragon, so we got snowflakes coming out there and the special attack. And then finally the injured art. It doesn't really look as menacing or evil as the injured Lilith, right? But still pretty cool. She looks more dazed than anything if I had to choose an emotion for her. But there is Ninian's art. So she's got 45 HP, very good for a dancer, so she can run HP-based skills. 27 attack, that is insanely low for a brand new unit in 2022. But whatever, it doesn't really matter. She's got 40 speed, she's got 23 defense, and 36 res. That gives her a BST overall of 171, which, again, is pretty good for a dancer. Like, typically, dancers get shafted on BST. But here, Ninian actually got a solid BST for a dancer, all things considered. And then she has 1 super boon, which is in speed. Fine by me. I guess the HP super boon would have actually been better. But, I mean, plus speed, sure, we'll take it. She also gains some speed and res on her weapon if she's in combat. So, just giving her a little bit more tank ability against magic-type threats, I guess. But really, you just want to play her as a support unit. When she dances an ally, she gives them the breath effect. Well, not really the breath effect, because it also triggers when you're attacking on the player phase. So you can use that to just ramp into specials offensively or defensively. And she also inflicts a ruse type of effect after dancing, where the enemies are going to take attack and res -7 and also get guard if she is in cardinal directions of them, or the dance ally is going to be in cardinal directions of them. So, very strong dancer, also giving +1 movement to dragon allies if she dances them. So, I would say in terms of order of most wanted to least wanted for me, I would say Lilith is in first, followed by Ninian with... Oh man, Gustav and Rhea. I feel like Rhea is probably going to be a little bit better for use than Gustav, but then again, him having Attack Smoke 4 is better for fodder. So, I don't really know who I want more between them, but... as long as I get Lilith and Ninian, that's fine by me. Okay, and finally, we have our free-to-play unit. So here is Morim. Very nice neutral art. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. Man, they totally nailed it with Morim's artwork. I wouldn't be surprised if Kita Senri drew this, because, of course, Kita Senri was the main artist for Radiant Dawn. Alright, here is the attacking artwork. And then we got the special attack art. This looks awesome. This is really good art for a free unit. And then finally, we have his injured artwork. Alright, so Morim, he's got 45 HP. He's got 43 attack. He's got 40 speed, 31 defense, and 22 res. Surprising amounts of speed there, honestly. I wasn't expecting him to have a lot of speed. But then again, I rarely used him. Even though I did like him, he was my favorite Tiger unit from Radiant Dawn. I never actually ended up using him, so I completely forgot what stats he had in that game. But he's got a 181 BST, putting him in the 185 bin if you go for plus 10. And you get the Super Boon on him, which is plus defense. So not too bad for a free unit. Now let's go over here, take a look at his weapon effect. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, I'm still a little bit sick, but just trying to fight through it so I can get the content out. Alright, so Morim is an infantry blue beast type. His passive skills, he's got Wrath at 4-star and even attack wave at 5-star. I'm just sick of them giving us the same old skills over and over again for these demotes, but whatever. Can't really complain too much because they don't seem to care. Alright, his weapon, Wild Tiger Fang, gives him attack up 3. At the start of turn, inflicts attack speed, defense, and res -6 on the foes in 4 spaces a unit through the next actions. And at the start of combat, if foe's HP is over 75%, gains attack and speed up 6 to unit, and neutralizes bonuses on the foe during combat. At the start of turn 2, turn 4, and all later turns, unit transforms. Otherwise, unit reverts. Very interesting. Okay, if unit transforms, grants attack up 2, deals 7 damage when special triggers, and neutralizes effects that grant special cooldown charge plus X to foe, or inflicts special cooldown charge minus X to unit. But after combat, if unit attack deals 5 damage to unit. Wow, this is very different. Okay, so before we go back to his main stat effects, let's take a look at his transformation, which is very unique. So at the start of turns 2 and 4, he is going to transform. Doesn't matter if he's adjacent to other beast or dragon type allies, or if he's adjacent to no one. His transformation is locked behind turn count. So on turns 1 and 3, he just cannot transform, period. Kind of sucks, to be honest, but very interesting. And then beyond turn 4, he is going to be able to transform continuously, although if you're using him in summoner duels, it only goes up to turn 5, so that's kind of a moot point. If you're playing him in arena, you can actually just run around the map and get to turn 5 pretty easy. So he seems pretty solid. It just sucks that turn 1 and 3 he can't transform. And otherwise, he gets the same transformation effect that the infantry beasts have now. So plus 7 true damage with a special as well as tempo. And his weapon effect, so he's inflicting all stats -6 on foes in 4 spaces through the next actions. It doesn't say nearest foe either. It's just all foes within 4 spaces. So this guy is going to be a pretty good debuff bot. Going to combo nicely with your units like Hilda, the Dami Mommy Hilda, the one that has dominance, and Gunthra and Reed and all of those guys that want the foes to be debuffed. This Morim is going to work out pretty well, and I guess it's interesting they made him a debuff bot because Mordecai is also a debuff bot, although he needs to use a movement assist to pull that off. And then also, at the start of combat, he's going to get attack and speed up 6 and nullify foes bonuses. So they gave him a little bit of fighting potential for himself, but really, I think the main takeaway from this guy is going to be the debuffs that he can do. So let's go ahead and move on to over here. We just see Duma activating his new effect here from his refine. So he's targeting the fortress, which is not a breakable space. Also, right adjacent to that is going to be the escape ladder, which is also another unbreakable object for him. So what's going to happen? Let's take a look and find out. All right, so Duma, my man, what are you going to break with Upheaval? All right, so check it out. he snipes the two nearest breakable structures. So this guy over here had his tactic room and the bolt tower in pretty much the same distance away from Duma, so he ended up popping both. Pretty good. The ability to just burst multiple structures is very strong. I've said this before, but I would have preferred if it was all structures within 3 columns centered on him. That would have been a little bit more consistent, I think, but still very nice being able to possibly get multiple structures. Though, if he is in the same column as a breakable structure, he's only going to break that one, so just one thing to watch out for, but still a very nice upgrade to Upheaval. And then finally, we have the mistranslation with Caden's Refine. Okay, so on Caden's Refine, it said that he was gaining defense and res up 2 to himself and inflicting guard on the foes when he's in combat. But it turns out that's not actually the case. He's giving defense and res up 2 and guard to the allies in 2 spaces rather than himself. So they did actually hold it down and give him a supporty refine, which is what I wanted them to do in the first place. So pretty solid. Just some bonus defenses and guards, so your ally that you're supporting is going to be a better tank. Not bad, and certainly a lot better than trying to make him be a makeshift fighter, which I don't really think he's cut out for fighting. Just have him stand there menacingly supporting, and that's all he has to do. So that's going to cover us for this round of Datamines. Let me just quickly refresh, see if anything else happened. Nope. All right, so we don't have any posts from Mr. Gengar or Tsukasa or any of those guys. So pretty good that I covered everything right now. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of Morim, who is our Grand Hero battle. Are you going to go ahead and build him or not? Let me know that in the comments. But that's all for now, so take care, fellas, and I will catch y'all again on the flip side.